Hey, welcome to your Daily Dose with Danica. Today's Daily Dose is brought to you by the letter G. G is for game. Let's play a game. How many of you remember this? This is literally classic. I don't know if anything gets any more classic than this shape sorter. You know I love talking about lie-dentity and identity. I feel like this is one of the best examples of what it looks like when we're told who we aren't rather than who we are, when we're taught a lie-dentity rather than the truth of who we are. And I would love to help you remember who you were before the world told you who you weren't, and how you can show up in that. And this is how we're gonna do it, with the letter G for game. See how clever I got with that? So, there's all these different shapes in here, and some of them look like others. There's the oval, right? And there's a circle, and you're an oval, right? You were born an oval. You can do what ovals do. You are so excited to be an oval, but no one's ever told you all of the amazing things ovals can do. They told you what circles can do. And circles are so much better because they're perfectly round and they roll straight, and they're just all of the circle things that ovals can't do. But you know what? Ovals have a special place too. And you've known that inside of you, yet you started making excuses for being an oval. Well, if I were a circle, I could, if only I were better at, and it's because I'm an oval or not a circle. And so you start trying to fit your amazing ovalness into the circle spot. You're actually trying to see, maybe am I a triangle? Do I fit there? Can I fit in with the kids who play football, even though I don't really like football? Maybe I'm supposed to be in theater, because my sister's in theater, so maybe I'm supposed to be in theater, and you're not fitting in there either. You do it for a while and you're good at it, so you think, oh, well, okay, maybe because I'm just kind of good at it, I should keep doing it. But you're not fulfilled. You're just doing it because everybody else did, and people were bragging about the circles and the squares and the plus signs, and nobody was really saying how cool it was to be an oval. And so then you're thinking, oh, triangle. Maybe I'm supposed to be a scientist, because that's what all the cool kids are doing now. They're either in tech and science, and you're trying to fit in the tech triangle or the science star, and you're good at it. You can do it. It's not fun, but it's a job, right? It'll pay the bills, so you're gonna just keep going to your work, trying to fit in that tech triangle. You go over here and you try and fit in this triangle. Still not it, even though it's more money. And the whole time, you're missing out on joy, fulfillment. Your relationships are good, but they're not spectacular, because you just feel like there's part of you that you don't know how to express, even though it's like you're internally screaming to be heard for who you are and not what you do. And no one's ever come alongside of you and just said, hey, do you know what I think is cool? Ovals. Ovals are the most bomb thing ever. Sure wish I knew an oval, because I need an oval for this project over here. And you're like, burr? Oval? I know not of what you speak, or do I? And so this person who's, you know, you may have known all your life, might have just been some random stranger. You might have applied for a job on Indeed, or randomly talked to somebody in a grocery store, your cashier at the grocery store, and they were just asking you questions about if time and money were no object, what would you do? And just started planting the seeds of, are you fulfilled? Is there more? Do you have untapped potential in you? Are you still trying to be a circle, fit in that because everyone else is doing it, even though you're just, you know, you're going home after tech triangling and you're just watching TV to turn it off and to just be numb from all the mental anguish and all the boredom. And your conversations are more like now draining than exciting, and dreams become gray and cloudy rather than vivid and enticing, and then you think, I wonder what it'd be like to go over there and play with an oval identity. So you kind of test it out. You kind of make your way around. You're like, nope, I'm scared. I'm not gonna do it. I know how to operate over here. It's too scary to go over there and be an oval. I know how to get through a day over here. I know what it takes to get to work. I know what it takes to get home. I know what to do at work. I know how to involve my family, my friends. I know how to talk to them. I am so comfortable. But are you complacent also? Isn't comfort the breeding ground for complacency and mediocrity and being a wandering generality when you were supposed to be a meaningful specific? And so you keep hearing that, what if? And this time it's not, what if it doesn't work? It's, what if this might work? What if it actually could lead to something? What if I actually do matter to someone? What if what I've been thinking about doing all my life actually might work? And I might be happy. And I might be able to help other people do and have more of what they want. If I can just show up as me and give them permission to be them, and then everyone also, they're not even just happy, they're joyful. When you experience your true identity, you experience joy. And you know you heard that somewhere before, but no one's ever invested time, talents, resources in you. They might have dripped on you a little bit and been like, hey, yeah, you're great, cool, yeah, you're awesome, here's another paycheck. I know you were going to go somewhere someday, you got what it takes. And then they never consistently and persistently stick with you until you can see who they see you to be. And then someone does, and then you try it. You know, my baby deer leg analogy, all wobbly. And so you again take the long way into the land of what if, and you're like, okay, there's the circle, I know how to be a circle. No, it's still, now that your dream is starting to gain color again, you're like, being a circle is just, it's worse than ever. I used to be okay being a circle, but now I don't like it. It's getting uncomfortable being comfortable. Miserable isn't so attractive after all. And so you do it. You're like, hey, do you still need that oval? I'm gonna try this. You got me? And they're like, yeah, come on. You're exactly who I need. You're exactly what I need. And in the meantime, as you were trying to be what the world told you you should be and who the world told you should be, as you're ovaling in a square Now square is trying to get in his spot. He can't get there because you're in the way. Conflict. He's unfulfilled because he was looking to you to show him what it's like to be a square, to be his true identity, and he can't get there because you're blocking his space. So you're like, all right, let me get out of the way. Follow me. I'm going to do this. Who else is coming? Because I'm scared and I don't want to do it alone. If you were like, yeah, I'm coming. And then they are like, yeah, no. I'll wait and see what happens with you first. Then we might do it. And so you do it. You do it. Just, you've had enough. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Nothing's ever changed. So everything stayed the same. And you can't end up in the same place next year. That is worse than where you are now. The thought of being in the same place next year when you have an opportunity to just close your eyes and jump and just try it, because you've exhausted all of your other resources. And if this is the last thing that you can ever try, at least you're going to try. You're going to see what happens. And you do it, and you go, and you're baby deer legging it, and you're like, oh my gosh, what? Now the what ifs start. What if it doesn't work? And you just can't turn around. You're pulled because you know, this is where you belong. And you're trying to turn around, and you're like, no, I can't. And all of a sudden, you fit in the space where you've always belonged. And for the first time, you understand what true hope feels like. And you want to share it with everyone. You're still a little scared because normally when you try something, it never lasted. And so you went back to being a circle, or you went back to being a plus sign or a square, because again, you knew how to operate in that space. But now, for the first time, you found where you belong. And sometimes life happens. Pandemic shows up. Someone gets sick, something happens, and the bottom falls out, and you pick yourself up and you go right back to where you started and being comfortable as a circle. And you're like, wait, no, I don't live there anymore. I know exactly where my home is. And so you even take the detour to get back there, and you're taking the long way because you're remembering, wow, remember what happened when I tried to be a square? What I learned there? I learned so much even if I didn't belong there or fit there, I really learned some stuff. I'm going to help this guy over here because he actually is the square. So I'm going to tell him and show him what it's like to be where you belong, and to have hope and happiness and something even deeper than happiness, the joy of being and showing up and speaking and living as God created you to live. And so then you look over here and you remember what you learned there, and instead of feeling shame or guilt, you feel gratitude. Because of what you learned, because of what you figured out and understood once you got to your space, to your zone of genius, to your ovalness. You can look back and be grateful for all of the things that got you to where you needed to be. You can be grateful for everything that happened up until now, and you can use those tools to help other people. And then, once you're where you belong, and the spaces are filled up or freed up for everyone else to follow your example, because you blazed the trail to your true identity. You've given space to other people. You've modeled how it feels and what it looks like and how to do it afraid for other people. And they start doing it. And then they fit where they belong. And now there are two of you doing what you were created to do. And how much better is life when you can show up authentically and unapologetically with other people who now know who they were created to be, and they're able to do that and just be, and they're in joy too. And then here comes this parallelogram guy. He's now a meaningful specific in a spot full of other meaningful specifics. And they all have a different role, but yet they all are necessary to complete the game of life. What would you do if you took your amazing ovalness self, freed up space for the square and the star and the circle, and went to be in the space where you are full of joy, hope and encouragement, fulfillment, and where you know, you can finally rest in the truth of who God created you to be, and that you cannot fail at being you. You cannot get you wrong. Unless, of course, you go try and be a circle again. Then you're going to be uncomfortable and miserable. But you already know what that feels like, and you know you now know the path to get back where you would need to be. And you know the people who can get you there, and the people who are going to help keep you moving forward until you are living the life that you beyond what you ever asked or imagined or thought possible, and then more than that. And those of you who know me from before, you know what I'm saying is true, because I'm not that person anymore, because someone believed in me. Someone consistently and persistently would not let me go back to my comfort zone. This person loved me enough to gently, and sometimes not so gently, remind me that what's behind us is only for comparison. It's not where we need to stay. Comfortable, miserable, complacent, none of that is fulfilling. And joy comes from showing up authentically, unapologetically, humbly, and powerfully, so that we give space to others to do the same without even having to say a word. You can change the atmosphere of a room just by your authenticity. And people will say, wow, I want what she's having, or I want what he's having. And you can say, look, just be you. That's the best thing ever. Be an oval. It gives me such great joy for the first time in my life to be able to say, you know what? I matter. I may not be perfect at everything I touch. I don't have to be. And for me to be able to say that and actually mean it, and know that the people who love me are still going to love me and not leave me because, oh no, I'm found out. Oh no, spoiler alert, I'm not perfect and I don't have to be. Can I do my best and ask for forgiveness when I mess up and use that to learn from rather than run to the pantry to find hundreds of thousands of calories worth of food to just go throw up and hide and feel bad and beat myself up for not being perfect, which I was never required to be in the first place, I choose this. I've done the opposite for long enough, and this is much better. So know that you do not have to do it alone, that you are an amazing shape that's uniquely you, and we need you to be an oval. Get out of the square's way, get out of the triangle's way, let them do their thing, and be the best oval you can possibly be. And if you need someone to cheer you on and to help you learn how to use your oval skills, I'm your girl. Because I want to see you see what I see in you. And not just see it, own it and live it, and then get comfortable in that. And then you'll be uncomfortable in all of the things that are blowing your mind because you dreamed it and then it's beyond what you dreamed. So let's live in that possibility. Let's live on the playground of the possible. Let's break free from the imprisonment of the impossible and let's go play. Play, be joyful, like childlike wonder, curious. Let's go, let's do this. Now is your time. Now. You know if nothing changes, and you know this. I don't even have to explain it to you. Today is your day. Right now is your time. We need you to be you. So remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are miraculous. No one has your fingerprint. No one will ever be able to duplicate you. Ever. And you are born for such a time as this and with a purpose that only you can fulfill. And the fastest way to fulfillment is joy. And joy comes from being you. Ovals are great. We need you. I love you. You matter. God bless.